Touchdown and Out is a Mickey Mouse cartoon that's currently on Disney Plus, and most of the cartoons in this series or these animations I've found to be quite delightful. This one, the animation itself I really liked, but to be honest, the actual narrative did not speak to me because I do not care about football in the slightest. It starts off with Mickey and the gang having a nice quiet game in the park, everything's beautiful, and then Pete and his friends and the Chernabog come along and challenge him to a football match, and the scene transforms into a giant football pitch. They're in a football stadium. This is, of course, American football, and the game begins. And it goes back and forth, and whatever happens, to be honest, as I said, the actual football aspect of it, I didn't care for. So I didn't care if somebody was getting a touchdown. That's a thing in football, I believe. Um, I kind of lost interest at that point. But the Chernabog, I think, was a nice touch because without the Chernabog, who is a character originally from Fantasia, I think it might be a prominent character in Kingdom Hearts, but feel free to correct me if that's not true. Um, by including that character, it gave me an element that I was interested in because it's unique, refreshing addition to these Mickey Mouse cartoons. And whenever the Chernabog was on screen, I thought, yeah, you've added something that if you weren't in this would actually be really boring for me. So that was a nice thing to do. It was a nice decision. I don't know if they consciously said, hang on, not everybody likes football, let's incorporate something to make it more interesting, or if it's just something they did anyway. But either way, that helped me to stay engaged, and I kind of like that aspect. It is very well animated. I do think the football stadium looked great. We had a lot of really bright, vivid green colours and other sharp colours that made it visually very appealing. It's just the narrative for me did not work. I'd be very interested to know what you think if you're a big football fan. I'm going to assume it's an accurate representation of a football match with a Chernabog. But it was alright. I didn't really care who won the football match. The narrative, I'm aware, is not for me directly, but well animated. I like that it wasn't just about the football match. The fact that they actually started out in the park, it gave it a little bit more substance rather than just them turning up at the pitch straight away. So it's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible. But for me, well, it's never going to be one of my favourites.